Hello team, my name is James. I'm the owner of 365 Fitness and I'm going to be coming at you solo with this series of podcast episodes discussing all things nutrition and specifically doing a recap of our most recent in-house nutrition challenge here with our members. So we're all probably aware that nutrition plays a huge role in our body composition if we're looking to try and burn some fat, drop a dress size, get ready to go on holiday, or if we're actually looking to build a little bit of muscle and gain some strength. Obviously, nutrition will play a very, very important role. And that is why multiple times a year we run these 6-week nutrition courses with our members. The reason we do it typically is because everyone knows what to do. It's just learning how to do it and actually making sure that you do it. As always, our ethos, our message that we give to everyone is that we want you to be able to do things for the next 6 months or 6 years, not just 6 weeks. So hopefully the tools and things that you'll listen to over these next few episodes, you'll be able to integrate into your lifestyle and hopefully benefit from as we go forward. So on week 0, the first time that we all get together in our nutrition workshops is more an opportunity to set the ground rules, to set the understanding of what the expectations are over the next 6 weeks so that our members get the most out of it, but also it means I get the most out of it as well. And it means I can really benefit from helping the members as much as possible. So what we will always start with in our first week is by gathering some information, really. We start off with a food diary. So I normally like to get sort of 4 or 5 days out of each individual where they'll either just take a picture of their food. They might scribble down sort of roughly what they've had for their meals. It's nothing too in-depth, too serious. I'm not bothered at this point about tracking calories or anything like that. It's just simply a food diary so that I can see roughly what it is that you're consuming on a day-to-day basis. I also like to look at people's step counts, whether you use your watch to do that or a phone. Using your step count is a really nice way to see how active you are outside of your sort of 45-minute, hour-long workout that you do at the gym. So a lot of the time, what we do outside of the gym is equally maybe as important as what we do for that hour when we're in. So a step count is really important. And then I encourage everyone to start posting into our group chats. Ultimately, these 6-week courses are an accountability tool for people because other people are doing it with them. They can bounce off of each other and they'll have the coaches into those group chats as well to make sure that we're all sort of pulling in the same direction. When we come in for that week 0, as I keep calling it, we will get everyone onto an in-body scanner. Now, you might not know what an in-body scanner is. It's a machine we have here at 365 that will look at your muscle, your fat, your water, and just about everything in between. It is far more than just a set of scales or a set of bathroom scales that just tell you what your overall weight is, which hopefully if you remember with us or you'll be sort of learning a bit about us over time, we don't like the bathroom scales. We call it the sad step. I would encourage you to get rid of them if you can and use something like this in-body scanner. What that will do is give everyone their benchmark. That for them is their starting point where we can see, yes, what is their scale weight, but how much of their body is in muscle mass, how much of their body is in body fat. And then we can start to play the game a little bit and see if we can tweak those numbers to a healthier version of themselves. It's really important to add that our nutrition challenges, workshops as such, we come at it from a health perspective, not a body composition or fat loss perspective. If we wanted to purely burn fat, we would be looking at calories super in depth. We'd make sure that we are in a deficit and then lo and behold, you would lose weight. But what we're looking at is being able to maintain or gain our muscle mass, as that is so important as we age, whilst potentially burning a little bit of fat, and then seeing that benefit when we see ourselves in the mirror and seeing that benefit with our energy levels and our overall mood. So that week 0 is food diaries, step counts, and posting in the group chat. The in-body measurement will be done, and then we've set the ground rules from that week 0. After that week, hopefully by then, people have already started to make some positive changes because it's almost like the spotlight is on them now and there's no more hiding. And then we go into week 1. And the first thing that we'll always cover is what I call the wins and observations. So what's gone well, what hasn't, what things have we noticed we are doing really, really good at, and what things could we potentially improve. And I'll get the group to do that rather than me directing it. I'll get, I think there's 14 of us this time around, to come together every Wednesday evening at 7 and share what things have gone well and what things haven't. And hopefully people can bounce off each other that way. Once we've gone through that, the main topic in that first week is all around protein. Some of you will probably know the importance of protein. A lot of you listening may not know the importance of protein. From a training perspective, protein is super important because it helps with the growth and recovery of our muscles. So if you're a member with us and we emphasize our strength-based workouts, you're going to need to have an adequate amount of protein in your diet so that you can benefit the most from your sessions. So that growth and repair of your muscles. From a nutritional standpoint, it's going to help you feel fuller for longer. So hopefully if we have an adequate amount of protein in each of our meals, that might reduce our amount of snacking that we go through. And typically protein does taste good. You think protein sources, you've got your chicken, your beef, your fish, your eggs, yogurts, those things, that they're pretty tasty. And in the modern world, a lot of the time they'll be quite salty and things like that. And they generally do taste pretty good, and they're quite hard to overeat. I mean, if I was to say if you overate on chicken breast, I think you're doing a pretty good job there. I know many people that can do that. Once we've gone through the ins and outs of protein, the next thing we look at is how much should someone be eating. So if you're wondering that, I would grab a pen and paper or your phone now, or highlight this part of the pod if you're driving in the car, and you can listen to this later on. If you want to calculate your protein, it's going to be 1 gram of protein per kilo of body weight. Or we go for 1.2 to 1.6 grams. Because we're training, we know that we want to consume a little bit more. The reason that we use a range rather than a definitive number is so that you have a guide. You've got goalposts to work towards. As quite commonly, if we stick you have to hit this one number, you're setting yourself up to win or lose. Like, oh, I didn't hit it, I'm not done enough. Whereas if you've got a range to work to, it doesn't matter if you're at the very bottom of that range or at the very top of that range, you are within that range and you're going to be in a better state than what you were previously. So if we were to work this out, I'll quickly do it with you now as an example. So the range that we're going to do is, let's take somebody who weighs 75 kilos. So I'm going to do 1.2 times 75, which would give me 90 grams. So that's my bottom range. I'm then going to do 1.6 times 75, which is 120. So my daily range is going to be between 90 and 120 grams of protein. So you're like, what on earth does that mean? What does that look like? How does that work? What we will do in our workshops is go through how many grams of protein are in different foods and different things, so that you can start to build your meals around it. For context, like 30 grams of protein is basically a typical serving of something like a chicken breast, your salmon, your tuna, those obvious protein sources. What we will look